Hello everybody, this is Jerry Mateo with Music Marketing TV, and welcome to our video taking a look at Triaz from Wave Alchemy. Jumping into the session, we can see that this is a very powerful MIDI drum instrument and MIDI sequencer. You're able to load up wave files into 12 different individual channels, and you can rename these by right-clicking, selecting whatever you want to name them, or whatever logo or icon you want, which means that you're not stuck to just having kick, snare, hi-hat, tom, whatever. You could have 12 claps. It doesn't matter. Diving deeper, you're able to actually do more than just load one sample though. You can have 3 individual samples per channel. So if I want to go into my Foley section, I can have 3 separate Foley files as well as the kicks. You use the XY pattern control right here to blend in between them and find the perfect blend for all your samples. Now to load a library, you simply either drag and drop a sample or you click. Then you can select something and load it up. You can also click on the search icon, and this will allow you to have a very nice organized collection. Right now I only have the stock libraries, but anything user sample or third party will be loaded up here as well, and you can search through everything very, very easily. Every single channel has its own channel effects, which will allow you to have a nice blend of kind of like an automated sound or tonal structure. This will come with compression, transient shaping, as well as a collection of send effects. Reverb A is an algorithmic reverb. This has a vintage and modern mode, and it has your basic algorithmic reverb controls. Where Reverb B is a convolution reverb. You're going to be able to select your convolutions right here and just load them up. The delay is a very standard delay that has time, feedback, drive, ping pong, high and low pass filter, modulation, depth, and rate. Your master effects section is where you have your final master bus EQ. This has stereo, mid-side, compression, and a maximizer that has drive and noise. You have a really cool and powerful multi-band OTT compressor, as well as a clipper. And this is a very powerful master bus processing chain that uses very, very little CPU. One thing that I really like is that if you're not sure what you want as far as the samples that you're using, you can use the drum randomizer and you will be able to either randomize all of a certain section, lock things out, do individual ABC randomization, or do an entire kit. This will, of course, not abide by your selection or your naming, so you do have to be a little careful. I recommend doing this only if you're really trying to randomize everything, but you can even randomize the XY pattern. Now, for the sequencer, I think this is probably one of my favorite sections on this plugin. You have 12 banks that you can choose from, and you can make your own sequences. You're able to control everything from how long the sequence is going to last to how the timing is going to be. It can be whole notes all the way up to 48th notes. You can humanize per channel and have full control over the motion, which is basically the blend of different parameters that you select, the pitch, the start, the chances of something playing or repeating, the repeat, and the actual drum notes itself. Now, because this is so powerful, you will also have this really cool little eye icon that will allow you to see everything. Every parameter of this entire plugin will be explained. So if you do get confused or lost in any way, this will show you how it works. Before I forget, this is a swing. Let's just go ahead and let's take a listen to this. I have just some random beats that I created, and we'll just see how it sounds. Cool, let's go for the next one. Cool, right? You'll notice that this is very seamless. It doesn't ever have a stutter or any type of weird effect to it. It just transitions very, very smooth. Now, how does this translate to something like a pre-made track? So I have some very simple MIDI that I created. It's very, very just drony and basic, kind of trying to go for like a beginning idea of a lo-fi song. Cool. And it might not be the best song. I wrote it. I'm not an electronic musician, but you're able to see how this can do a lot of stuff. It basically creates a performance out of what you're doing. But let's say you don't know how to do that. Let's say you don't know how to make patterns. We have a pattern randomizer right here. You select the genre or the style, you hit randomize pattern, and it creates one for you. Now, one thing that I really like is that this has randomized intensity and individual randomization controls. So if you kind of dig the way that it's randomized a pattern that you've created, you can come in here and modify things as you want. And you'll notice that as the intensity changes, it is a little bit more aggressive on how it randomizes. So let's say I don't like these claps. Click it again. Cool, that sounded a lot better. So now I can go ahead, modify this further, get out of the randomization section, go to some section like my repeats, and say, you know, I don't want it to repeat so much here. I want the chance to be pretty high there. I want to change maybe the pitch on these snares. And let's just take a listen. Cool. And now we can see how that sounds in the mix. So let's say we bring down a couple of these instruments so it's not as overpowering. And let's just take a listen. Cool. So the pattern randomizer, kind of AI-ish, not really true AI, but just randomized a pretty cool little pattern that I can start off with. And now I can modify this. I can change things. Maybe I don't want the pattern for the clap to be at 16th notes. Maybe I want it to be quarter notes. Maybe I want it to be something bigger or smaller. This will give me full control over that. And I really, really like that. Personally, I think the stock library sounds very good. It's very usable, and I can even get some almost like analog recording kind of tones out of this thing. So I might end up using this as a way to trigger stuff to enhance already recorded music. I do a lot of recordings for bands, and this could be something that could be used very easily to enhance those performances. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. This has been Jerry Mateo with Music Marketing TV, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.